Hiya, welcome to LSB Feaster's radio channel and travel corner. So glad you're here today because we are featuring a legendary radio personality, the one and only Dick Biondi. Biondi was known on the air for his wild antics, both on and off the air. He began his radio career in Corning, New York, and went to work for legendary radio stations like WKBW in Buffalo in the late 50s, WLS in 1960, KRLA in Los Angeles. He worked at some stations I had totally forgotten about, like WBZ in Boston, WSAI in Cincinnati, and of course, Super CFL in Chicago. He went to work in the 80s for a small station in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He was just happy hanging out at the beach, but a Chicago TV station did one of those segments, where are they now? And they wondered, where's Dick Biondi? So they went and they found him at this radio station in Myrtle Beach, featured him on TV in Chicago, and next thing you know, there's this demand for him back in Chicago. So he went to work at 96 WBBM FM Chicago, WJMK Oldies 104.3, and the station, his last station on his resume, WLS FM. And he was there from 2006 until some health issues took him off the air in 2018. But what a unique personality he is. If you like what you hear, feel free to give us a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel and smack that bell after you subscribe so that way you get alerts whenever we put anything new up. So if you're ready, let's go back for Dick Biondi.
From coast to coast, this is Mutual, the network for young America.
West Virginia, New Jersey, Washington, Idaho, Connecticut, Arkansas, Alaska.
This is the sound of young America. Are you ready to have a ball?
See ya!
Hi, everybody. Friday, January 29th, 1965, the Dick Biondi Show, and I tell you what I'd like to hear right now.
The rhythm of the rock and roll music. If you wanna dance with me, if you wanna dance with me.
Ah, the Beatles swinging out there with rock and roll music. I like that, and thank you, Don, for finally finding the LP there. That's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now I'd like to talk to all the ladies. When you're doing your shopping this week, don't forget to pick up some Scotch brand double stick tape. That's right, double stick tape. It's the tape that's got that's sticky on both sides. It's for jobs where you want to bound two things together without the tape showing. Ideal for mounting those photos of family and friends in a scrapbook. And guess what? It comes in handy for decorating around the home. Whenever you want to put two things together without the tape showing, think of Scotch brand double stick tape. Look for the yellow plaid dispenser at your favorite store. Scotch brand double stick tape is another fine, wonderful, exciting product of the 3M company. It's in the yellow plaid dispenser. That's spelled Y-E-L-L-O-W. Remember, Scotch double stick tape. It is great. Believe me, it is. Oh, boy. Tell you what I'd like tonight. I'd like a big steak. I'd like some green peas. I'd like some mashed potatoes, some asparagus tips. To start it off, I'd like some clams on the half shell, some shrimp. I'd like a big glass of milk. I'd like some spaghetti and some lasagna. And then to top it all up, some strawberry shortcake with whipped cream. All of that to get the last two words to introduce a song. That's Whipped Cream by the Stokes, and a great big hello to Linda Lee out there in Pueblo, Colorado, to the Stingrays, all listening to us over KDZA. Also got a letter here from Johnny Tillotson. You know where he lives? At the Pavilion. That's an apartment house here in New York City. Did you know that? You ever seen that place? I've never seen it either. It's up on the east side someplace, isn't it? Around East 77th or something? I think that's where it is. I've never been up that far in Manhattan. What's the last street in Manhattan? Is it like 100 or 200 or what in Manhattan? 200 something? 206? 201? 216th Street? Is that the last street? Really? Can you imagine a guy that comes to New York and starts at the First Avenue and goes all the way up to... You're a door-to-door salesman, hit every street in New York. Oh, and don't stop until you've covered them all. Oh, boy. Well, now, oh, yes, wherever you are, may I give you this little hint, this very exciting hint, that if you smile, you use less muscles than when you frown. This is a medical fact, so don't frown, because every time you frown, your muscles are taxed, and it makes your face fall down, and you look horrible. Johnny Tillotson's brand new one. That's the title.
Angel, gentle as a flower is, her little angel. How I love you, how I love you.
Ah, that's great. That's Angel. And I want to say that my engineer, Don Dusnap, is doing the show blindfolded. Really and truly, that's no joke. He is actually doing the show blindfolded. Ooh, excuse me. Turn around and hit the microphone. You can relax for a minute, Don. Get used to the darkness there while I talk about 3M Company and another fine product of theirs. I don't think I have to tell you too much about the green plaid dispenser that they make. And it's such a wonderful dispenser. It looks so good. It really is. It's the most wonderful thing you've ever seen in your life. This green plaid dispenser fits in with any decor. You know, it's the most unusual dispenser you've ever seen in your life. And it is so neat and so clean looking. And I mean, whether you have modern, provincial, or, you know, early American furniture, this little green plaid dispenser is so great. You can put it on your mantle, you put it on your bedstand, you put it on the kitchen cupboard. This green plaid dispenser is the most wonderful, exciting thing you've ever seen in your life. And by the way, it's got Scotch magic mending tape in it. Right now, here's Shirley Ellis. We're gonna play the name game. Yeah.
Shirley.
The name game with Shirley Ellis. Hello, 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 hello. I've got a letter from Janet Samuelowski in South Bend, and I want to thank her for the wonderful 2 poems, A Dream and a dedication to George. While in town we happened to meet, oh boy, were you ever sweet. You walked up and said hello, but you couldn't talk, you had to go. I walked with you and watched you go. Someone answered and you walked in, somehow I knew I wouldn't see you again. It goes on and on. It's a very beautiful poem about, you know, George Harrison of the Beatles. I like that. I have a poem. There is only one that's outstanding in its field. From 3M Company, it's Tarnish Shield. When you put it on your silver, that did it. Find a word that rhymes with silver. There ain't no such thing. Wait a minute. Yeah. When you put it on your silver... Wait a minute. Tarnish Shield. When you put it on your silver... I got it. Hold it. Tarnish Shield. When you put it on your hollowware, that tarnish ain't nowhere. It's another fine product of the 3M Company, and believe me, when I tell you that it is so great, in just one operation it takes care of everything, really and truly. Keeps silver shining and tarnish-free for months and months. I'd like to get serious about this because it is one of the most wonderful products I've ever heard of or ever had the opportunity to use. And you're probably wondering, how did I use Tarnish Shield? Aside from my disc jockey duties here at Mutual, I have the job of shining up the wall plates and the microphone booms and things like that with our silver, and we use Tarnish Shield on them. And I want you to know that it's fantastically great, believe it. I also have to get Mr. Hurley's desk set, which is sterling silver. Once a week I go in and use Tarnish Shield on that. I don't have to do it because Tarnish Shield, lasts for months, but getting those little brownie points as I get in the office there, he sees me, it doesn't hurt, He's been very nice. Last week, he even gave me one of his cigarettes. Really, I thought it was very wonderful. Smoked part of it, but I enjoyed it. After all, who else can say, I got a butt from the president? A nice little cigarette butt there, and it was beautiful, I'll tell you. All righty, don't forget Tarnish Shield. Here are the Searchers now, and what have they done to the rain? Seems wetter. You going home right after work? He is? Nice guy, boy. That was What Have They Done to the Rain, the Searchers. Forgive me, I was talking to my engineer. We were talking about one of the other engineers. Usually Friday night here in New York, we always get together and walk up and down Broadway to watch the people going to the theater. People watching is so great in New York on the weekends because everybody comes in, And then you see so many weird characters. We buy, we go into one of these little stores and buy a big box of buttered popcorn. You see so many, like you can see radio announcers running to work with their little box of records under their hands, or newsmen buying the newspaper so they can get the latest news. Anyway, I got a great idea for you, and I think maybe you'll enjoy it. It's the Bookshelf Games from the 3M Company. They are the latest and stimulating board games. They're all bound, believe it or not, in handsome leather-like cases that fit easily into your bookshelves. What's going on? Hey, that's right. They got some out there in the secretarial pool. We were playing Flounder the other day. That's a great game. It's a word game, and it's really exciting. Really, the secretaries here at Mutual during the lunch hour, they got a sample of these games. Twix is the game like you can't play around here because it's sort of for quiet times when, like, maybe you and your girlfriend or you and your buddy or your mom and dad or whoever, want to relax. Acquire is a great game because, like, you deal in hotel chains and things like that. You can become another Nicky Hilton or something. Or maybe you want to play a game that's 3,500 years old. It's called Owari, and man, this is too much. So whether you're an adult or a teen, make sure you get Bookshelf Games from the 3M Company. They're sold wherever fine games are sold, okay? I think you'll flip over them. They're great. 3M Games from Bookshelf Company. Bookshelf Games from the 3M Company. Or you know what I mean. Here's Billy J. Kramer. It's got to last forever, honey. It's just got to. Wonderful. I want to say thanks to Pam Johnson, who listens to us on WCLS Action Radio in Columbus, Georgia. Way down in Columbus, Georgia. Says, the first I heard of you was in a magazine. There was a picture of you with Dusty Springfield, and she said she and everyone who listened to your radio program really loved you and all that. It said that everyone wanted a picture of you and told the address, so I decided on impulse to write for one. Then the thing happened that I never in a million years would have guessed. One wonderful, fab gear, marvelous, most listened to station in town, WCLS Action Radio, started broadcasting your fab show. Naturally, I was glad to hear it. And it goes on and on. I wasn't finished reading the letter. You won't let me finish, Pam. It's not my fault. It's that engineer in there and Guy Wallace. They're all in cahoots against me. They want to get me off the air. But I'll be back. Don't worry. I shall persevere, and I shall return.
Take the wire out of your hat, get a plum-colored tie, and a corncob pipe, and we'll believe you. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.